Want to know all of the thrilling and chilling news of Universal Studios Orlando? Well, come with me as I go over all of them for you to see. Who am I? Well, I am Wunu, your weekly Universal news and updates. Let's get into this with my first topic. Some general news. So this week, the major of these updates has to do with the weather. This week, over time, both the Hulk and Hollywood Rip Ride rocket coasters had to close. As I just said, this was due to the cold weather. Hulk just closed later in the week. However, Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket did not go out without some drama. Basically, the carts were run early in the morning, but one of the carts didn't even make it to the first brake run. This would mean that the cart would go up and down in between the inclines in this run and the end of the non-inverted loop. It then settles in between these two points and was covered in a tarp as seen here. This cart would later be moved, and I believe that the ride is now operational again. So next I'm going to talk about park capacity. This is nothing different from other weeks, but as it is winter break all across America, the parks get busy. On Monday, Tuesday, and Sunday, the parks hit capacity. However, the good news of this is that the parks reopened later in the day instead of just staying closed. So back in the parks, we can see this week that some of the smaller stages around the parks serviced some of Santa's helpers. They were meeting and greeting and were more than happy to spread the holiday cheer. And part of the holiday cheer seems to have broken this week. The sign above Universal's holiday experience featuring Macy's balloons was apparently unsafe, as guests were led around it. Nothing was visibly wrong with the sign, but Uni wouldn't do something like this for no reason, so there had to be something wrong with it. To end this topic off, we have some more minor changes. These are that this week, in Diagon Alley, some extra pop-up queues were put to help with predictive crowds, which I can tell you for sure have been happening. And the other one of these is that at Green Eggs and Ham in Seuss Landing, some plexiglass dividers were placed in between their pickup and order windows. So Sam I Am and Guy Am I can finally order food next to each other in this crazy year. Oh, and you can too. Also, something I think that both you and I are excited for due to the fact that you are watching this video can be seen in my next topic. Construction, aka the home of the Velocicoaster. So what do we have here that is new this week? Well, let's start at everyone's favorite Universal coaster in progress, the Velocicoaster. Here, even more construction walls were removed, showing us even more of the perimeter fence, along with some vegetation and benches. This also opens up the path that leads next to these walls, and therefore makes the walking area here much larger. So on the other side of the site, we can see that the wall that separates Mythos and this coaster was painted a shade of brown. And I think that this is the perfect shade for this fence, as it matches the color scheme of Mythos along with the nature theme of the Velocicoaster. So another wall that was added is this blue wall. It can be located at the bottom of the top hat, and I'm not sure it has a major purpose other than looking cool. However, looking back at this photo, I can now see that this is probably a wall under construction. So the unknown work that was started on the bypass was continued. There's not much to say. We have no clue what is being done here, so yeah. So finally for the coaster, we got to continue the furious, the crazy, the biggest battle of all time, the construction Osprey War. So we only saw one move this week, which is that the Osprey built its nest. This counts as a win for the Osprey for now, but we'll get to see what happens next episode. So out of the parks, though a similar update, the Gertrude McFuzzbox that appeared who knows how long ago now was replaced by a lamp. This doesn't really affect day-to-day experiences that much, but it is nice to see this box go after months of it being there. Speaking of months, let's look at what took months to reopen in my next topic. Glorious food! So, what places have reopened? Well, Kidzone Pizza Company reopened this week. Up until now, it was pretty much just a favorite place to sit for people, as not that many people sat there. However, now that has changed as this location reopened. I'm pretty sure that this is permanent, but it might be temporary. Also on their menu, they have pizza fries. Who knew it could feel like Halloween in December with just one food item? Wow, these fries are really powerful. If we walk over to Diagon Alley, we can see that Ed Niles' Elixir of Refreshment stands reopen. This is really cool, as this stand gives you access to a large selections of potions to choose from that previously could not be purchased due to this place being closed. So in the other parks, some new tables were added in front of Burger Digs. They were also added in front of Pizza Predatoria, and this will certainly help with the crowds that the parks have been experiencing lately. So back where we started in Kids Zone, we can see that the snack cart here has changed. This used to sell Dippin' Dots, but now instead sells a variety of foods, including nachos, chips and queso, and churro bites, as seen here. So also in news of food carts, a new one has been brought to San Francisco. This cart is not yet open, but the menu is out, and it shows us that this cart will be selling Man brand candy bars. So if you have a sweet tooth, this will be a good cart to buy from. Hey, thinking about buying things, that reminds me of my next topic. Merchandise! And let me say that if you made it this far into the video, you get the Wunu Star of Approval. Most people don't watch more than a minute of my video, so you're a legend. But yes, the actual topic. So this week in the Wizarding world, some Peter Pettigrew and Griogorvich wands were added. I have no clue who that second character is, so if you know, please tell me in the comments section. Also this week, a sale was expanded. All Macy's items are now 50% off. They used to be 30% off, but if you really want some of the merchandise, I would suggest buying it soon, as this is about as cheap as it gets. So now let's see what abundance of items were added to the online store this week. So this week, Retro and Retro Jaws masks were added, along with Jaws blankets, posters, socks, and headbands. Back to the Future DeLorean models, globe shot glasses, gold-toned mugs, and Universal Star magnets were also added. So that was all that I could find in Universal Orlando this week. I hope that you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. If you did actually enjoy it, I would highly recommend leaving a like and or subscribing. And with all of that said and done, this is Wunu, signing off.